All right, Shalom. This is Hara One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, the children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, let's get to it. Today's topic, as we've all heard on the news, Israel strikes Iran. All right, have Israel has crossed that red line with Iran. Now, just weeks ago, or just a couple days ago, you had a warning from Iran's chief, or what we call him, Ayatollah, and he was giving warnings to America that they should leave the Middle East and clear out their bases because Iran believed that Israel was planning a preemptive strike on their nuclear facilities. And if this was to happen, Iran would be forced to go to war against America's American bases and embassies over there in the Middle East and in Iraq. They would be in danger. And they're basically being pulled into this war. Now you had last month, I think it was. I don't know if y'all remember. Trump said Israel were on their own, meaning when Trump visited Saudi Arabia, he stated that he's going over to make his own deals to look out for the look out for America interests. But Trump stated that Emperor Trump, he stated that Israel, he has nothing to do with Israel's issues over there in the Middle East anymore. So now, and the reason somebody would say that is because they know, you got that cousin like, yo, that's my cousin, but I ain't got nothing to do with what he doing. He crazy. That's what America doing. They giving the green light on Iran and then hiding their hand. Was it throwing a rock and then hiding their hand? All right. Sorry, I'm trying to put some background music on, so I don't wake my children. But so you have Iran being attacked by Israel now. So that's actually prophecy. All right. Israel attacks Iran's nuclear facilities. Now, mind you, um, Bibi Netanyahu, he said, yo, um, if nobody's gonna help them, um, then they're gonna go. They're willing to go against the whole all the Muslims in that region, all those countries by themselves. All right, one second, let me get this right. So there we go. All right, so now let's get into a couple articles. Maybe play a quick video. Um, Here and I'll speak on it. And the question is, what is Iran's response going to be? So you already know Israel, um, the Israelis. I hate calling them by our name. Um, those Khazars. They they're not only preemptive striking, but they're preemptive setting their victim stance. Here already they're already ready to play the victim role. Yeah, we should be getting hit back any moment now from Iran. As soon as they get hit, they're gonna be like, our facilities were hit, we were attacked. It's like, bro, you just attacked Iran's. capital in Tehran or Natanz, which is right below Tehran. You just attacked and allegedly destroyed one of their facilities, allegedly, and took out one of their lead generals, a few of their commanders, dealing with the nuclear. Let me just read it for you. Look at that. Israel attacks Iran's nuclear sites and unalived one of their top commanders. I think he just took this. He just took position in place of their last top commander that they took out last year, a couple years ago. All right, so I think it was Operation Beeper they called it. So let's read this article, get a little bit more insight. It says here, this is from New York Times. I usually don't go on the New York Times because they try to charge you all the damn time. But New York Times, it says live updates. Is Israeli strikes wipe out Iran's top military chain of command. That's what they were going after. And there was a statement from Trump. He said they hope to get back to the negotiating tables real soon, but he knows that some won't make it back to the negotiating table. He knew this shit was coming. All right. Israel attacked bases and nuclear sites across Iran multiple times. Iran vowed a harsh response, man. So they still attacking them. It's not just like once. This shit was ongoing. I think it's daytime over there now, but it's ongoing. They attacked a few of their sites and diplomats and launched at least 100 drones in an initial wave. So the Israeli Air Force and drones have taken out a base. I think was it a couple weeks ago? Let me see. Did Iran just do that? Iran unveils new missile. When was this? A month ago. Yeah, it was a month ago. It was 1 month ago. Let me show you. It says this was from May of 2025. Iran test. They did a test on what a missile it claims. No, thank you. A missile it claims that can reach Israel and get past U.S. defenses. That's it right there. That shit like a duck in the water, ain't it? You see a duck and you see it moving across the water, but them legs kicking. There's a lot going on up under that water. A lot going on under the surface, boy. We just see a missile and they all look the same damn near. But what's on the inside? Ooh wee. Gonna wake up the dead. Seriously. Iranian media said the new missile is an upgraded version of the Marty Haj Qasem ballistic missile, pictured which was unveiled in August 2020. Iran says it has successfully tested a new ballistic missile that it claims can reach Israel and penetrate some of the most advanced missile defense systems in the world. You see that? So by the time by the time all these weapons are completed and modernized to the level they wanted at, man, Israel and America not gonna be able to stop them. I guess it goes 1,200 kilometers. All right, so yeah, once they unveil that, that's when I was like, yeah, they're gonna strike them soon. You know, we know this was coming, and then boom, there you go. Esau's handiwork. Get a scripture. This is Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear ye this, hear ye this, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh. This is what the Most High has called into play. Right? This is his plans for World War III. These are the signs to look for. There's going to be wars and rumors of wars, you know, people rising up against each other, treaties being broken, threats of war, attacks. But we're looking for the prophetic moves upon this earth, chess moves, chaturanga. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon. And we just did a lesson yesterday on the king of Babylon, the American Caesar, the president. All right, so the Most High has taken his counsel against this place. So all roads lead to Judgment Day. All roads lead to Judgment Day. All right, so all their actions, everything that's happening in the world, Armageddon, uh, preemptive strikes, proxy wars, economic battles, whatever you want to call it, is all leading towards the destruction of Babylon. All right, and the downfall of Esau and the wicked, the rest of the wicked, 2/3 and these heathens. And his purpose, this is what the Most High purposes, that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, man, the land of these, what you call it, Edomites, all right, the land of these Americans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. You see that? So the proxies are going to draw out the major countries into this war. And now Iran is becoming a powerhouse. They're saying, scripture say, let the weak say I am strong. Beat your plowshares into swords. So that means they're moving towards nuclear weapons, swords. But of course, you have haters in the way. So surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, meaning America's going to try to step back from the war, but they're going to be pulled into the middle of it. And we can see it happening literally with our own eyes. All right. He said he's going to turn back our captivity before our eyes, making us witnesses. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So surely all this back and forth rhetoric, these proxy wars, these tit for tat wars, it's going to lead to the destruction of this place. All right. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, so why are they going to take Babylon? I'm going to show you in a second. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. So the destruction going when um when Iran, Russia, and them other countries finally send their missiles um towards this place of Babylon, it's going to shake the whole earth, and the noise of it is going to be heard all over the world. And the cry is heard among the nations. See, so the cry or the sound of alarm and the destruction is going to be heard around the world. All right. They watch from a distance, satellites, they're going to be hearing it. Close by nations, it's going to be heard around the world. A witness around the world, man. But I want to get something real quick. Habakkuk 2. Let's go here. Hey, why not? Habakkuk 2 and 3. The vision is yet for an appointed time, just like World War II or World War One didn't jump off until Zbigniew Brzezinski unalived. What's his name? King Ferdinand. I think that was his name. I probably got his name wrong. But Zbigniew Zabriskie was an assassin that was sent in to take out one of those leaders, which drew Germany into World War One, which led to World War II, which now leading to World War III, the appointed time. For the vision, the prophecies are yet for an appointed time. It's going to manifest because the Most High says so. But at the end, it shall speak and not lie. See, at the end, it's going to reign true that the scriptures were true, and it's going to be known and witnessed that the scriptures were not lying. Though it tarry, wait for it, right? Because 1,000 years is a day to the Lord. So 1,000 years to us it seems like forever, but to Him it's like it was just yesterday. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but to us it was like thousands of years. Because it will surely come. It will not tarry, man. You see that? So they can try to stop it. They can try to have peace talks, but let me get that. This is First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, they're trying to bring all these peace talks. Let's bring it back to the table so we can talk. Let's have peace treaties and all that, nuclear treaties. When they're trying to bring peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, man. Why? Because they're going to be pulled into this war. All right. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So this vision is yet for an appointed time. Habakkuk 2:3. Um, Let me get that. It says here. Oh, let me go back to this. Okay. All right, it says here. So I can open a new tab. Bong. Shall not all these, yea, Habakkuk 2:5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine through their philosophy, demonocracy, claiming to bring democracy around the world, policy changes, regime change, pushing their damn paganism, sacrificing people. Says he is a proud man, all right, pushing that dollar on these nations. They became proud. Neither keepeth at home. Now they got entangled with these Middle Eastern nations. That's what keeps America thriving. Robbing, stealing, and killing. I mean, unaliving. Oppressing people for their oppressing nations for their resources. They can't bring in a new world order while there's still a Muslim order on this earth led by Iran. That's why they're pushing that new world order. Um, who enlargeth his desire as hell. So they bring a hell on the earth, hellfire, hell and destruction. Death and hell follows behind Esau, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. You like, damn it. They went into Gaza, they went into Syria, they going into Iran too. They going after everybody. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? See, they're gonna take up that parable against Esau and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, with thick debt. You trying to go to war and fight somebody, but your resources not right. You're in debt, so they don't even have to fight a war. They can just crash the economy. They could send those dollars home to roost. They can collect on all the debt that America owes that's been sold off to other nations like Iran. They own portions of American debt. Then you have the OPEC, the oil petroleum exporting countries, and Iran is one of the top ones besides Russia. So yeah, they can raise the cost of oil. All right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So they're not only gonna attack American bases, but they're gonna eventually attack America's economy. And shall be for booties unto them for the taking, right? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, as we see in today, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So all those nations are going to want some get back. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth, and evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. And that's what America's doing through Israel, going to war with these nations so that America can remain on top and that their ally, Israel, can remain on top, which are both, uh, how can I say it without getting a strike, into supremacy, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right, so thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and hast sinned against thy own soul, man. You see that? And what did they say? Uh, where's that? Let me get something. Let's go to Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and 7. It says here, Isaiah 47 and 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So that's what America's trying to do. He said, make America great again. So they're trying to keep this place going. Like, uh, but even the Roman Empire fell. It had, it rose back up through America, but and its allies. But it's going to fall ultimately. All right. So it said, I shall be a lady forever. So since you're trying to get world dominance, capitalism, devouring all these nations, okay, this is going to be your own curse. The curse of Scar. Not the lion like Mufasa or the lion Yahushua. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you what I mean. Where is it at? Do I have it? I don't know if I want to play that video. I'm going to just read this real quick. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. They didn't remember the prophecies. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, right? America, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. How are they doing that? They're saying, hey, you can't have nukes because you gotta stay a weaker nation than America. But the scriptures say Iran's like, yo, let the weak say, I am strong. They're showing their strength now. And they're about to show that they're a nuclear powerhouse too. That's going to change everything. And I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So they believe that the American mindset is that they're going to be able to keep their allies, even though they're making all these moves and breaking off deals with the European Union and NATO. They believe they're going to keep their proxies. It says, but these two things shall come upon thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. So the place gonna get destroyed and all the citizens in it. And they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. See, they still trusting in their wickedness. Their wickedness is destroying the nations. Everything we know America and Israel to be doing. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Whoa, whoa, playing the victim. None seeth me. But it's the Most High watching. They're doing everything right in front of everybody's face. It's like, anybody gonna do nothing? Well, the Most High is watching. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart as a collective, once their politics, I am and none else beside me. That's what they're pushing for, America first. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, right? Because they're going to be the least among them shall draw them out and lead them into the war, force them into fighting. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth. Just like today with Israel striking Iran, they do preemptive strikes on each other. All right. So eventually they're going to do a preemptive strike on America, either through the economy, through the infrastructure, through the what do you call that? The resources like the electricity, shutting off the power grid, EMP strike, something. All right. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it ariseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. All right. So stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorcery. So yeah, all the witchcraft and wickedness that the policies they're pushing, being the damn hammer of the earth, everything is a nail, and America is the hammer. Well, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So the establishment of America came through world domination, and they're still trying to continue in that. When the nations are tired of it, and the Most High has given them has strengthened these nations. And if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. And America and its allies, I'll say Babylon and its allies are not going to prevail. All right, and what they're doing. So let's go here. It says here the latest. Israel launched a stunning series of strikes on Friday morning against Israel, and you got that strawberry moon that just passed. All right, uh, against Iran's nuclear program, unaliving three of the nation's security chiefs. Damn, damage already done. But you know, Iran play chess. Chess comes from Iran, Persians. The wild, the wide-ranging attack prompted fears that long simmering tensions between the heavily armed rivals were spiraling into a full-blown regional war. That's right, regional war. That's what that is. That's what I say. Right here. Get this. This is let's go to Joel. I read it from my phone. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the foreign nations. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, so they all getting prepared for a nuclear war and ballistic missiles, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come up, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. He's gonna send his angels down. That's the next thing. All right. Um, let the heathen be awakened. They all rising up against each other. And come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat over there in the Middle East. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Because in the midst of that war, at some point Yahweh Shai is gonna show up. So that's what time we in, man. That's what time we're stepping into. We gotta prepare ourselves to see angels. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. That's Ezekiel 38. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. What's the day of the Lord? Judgment day. All roads lead to judgment day. Even 2,000 years ago, when they said you're going to be get judged, or the danger of the judgment, he's talking about judgment day, where the Most High is going to correct everything. All right. So, the War of Armageddon. All right. Uh, meaning gathering of troops. This is where the world troops are going to be gathered for a hotbed of war, and a regional war, and that regional war is going to lead to a direct war between the powerhouses like America and Russia, and China. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel described the attack as a last resort to prevent a nuclear armed Iran. And in Iran, and their religious belief is that they have to destroy Israel. And this is all part of their Masonic agenda, dealing with the Albert Pike plan to push the Muslims against the is not Israelis, the Khazars, and start a regional war. It says, which Israel views as an existential threat. It, in addition to Iran's nuclear program, Israel targeted and unalived top Iranian officials. It's taking their life, man, taking them away from their families. And nuclear scientists, ooh, they're taking out the Smiths. They're taking out the Smiths, the blacksmiths. This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals and the fire. That's the nuclear scientist. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. The instrument is those missiles. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right. So the Lord has established in this matrix the waster. There's a representation of his wrath in this realm of humanity. He's brought it to pass. Just like he commands the lightning, well, from his throne, he looks down upon the earth and speaks his voice, and it domino effects all the way down to this matrix. You know, same thing with the missiles. So it brought forth an instrument for his work, for the Most High's work, and I have created the waster to destroy. All right, so that's those nuclear scientists, the blacksmiths. So so he targeted Iranian officials and nuclear facilities, scientists, as well as attacking long-range missile facilities and aerial defenses. Wow. So I guess that's where one of the diplomats was at. That must have been a drone attack because they took a chunk out like Jenga without the damn building falling. All right, residents of Tehran weathered a night of terror and shock, reeling from explosions across the Iranian capital and from the news that senior military commanders and top security, nuclear, and military bases had been attacked by Israeli fighter jets. Imagine that we woke up tomorrow and heard that top security, nuclear, military bases and the commanders were attacked here in America and unalived. Long lines were forming as gas stations and grocery stores were filling up as Iranians prepared for uncertain times, man. And that's going to happen here too, man. All right. It says, for those that look out the window, be darkened. They're gonna be scared. Everything they see is gonna be bring fear to everybody. All right, panic. As of Friday morning, the government had not given a complete tally of the casualties yet, and only said that a number of civilians had been unalive. Damn, a bunch of civilians got caught up in it too. Casualties of war, including children. Dozens were injured, and that's war crimes. So this is where the attack allegedly happened at, where Israel attacked. So it says, hopefully I can see it. Oh, damn, they attacked all these places at once. So this was a blitz on Iran. Explosions were reported near a nuclear research center and two military bases right outside of Turkey in Iran. Kirkmanshah, Iraq, and the capital Tehran, residents reported seeing Israeli fighter jets. Israel attacked Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility. Damn, that's a major attack all over Iran. Yo, look at that. deep, man. It's crazy. This could be it. This could be it right here, man. You know, this could be it. So we should expect a serious response from Iran by tomorrow or a couple of days. All right. So these are the places they got attacked in Tehran, like in the capital. Military command housing was attacked. A large building was on fire. An apartment building collapsed. Smoke seen from this area with several missiles development sites. All right. So that's what see you see how they do it sporadic attacks. Because when they attack this place Babylon, America, the scriptures say a tenth part of the city fell, meaning like all it's gonna be a precision strikes on different bases and diplomats throughout America. You know, it's gonna be destroyed all over the place simultaneously with nukes, though, according to the scriptures. All right, let me maybe I can read this. Li Jian, a spokesman for China's foreign ministry, said on Friday that Beijing is deeply concerned about Israel's strike on Iran and oppose the violating of Iran's sovereignty. All right, we don't give a damn what China talking about. Let me go ahead. Share this tab. Says Israel launches strikes on dozens of sites in Iran targeting nuclear program. See if they got a speech or something from Bibi, the Bibler. Look at that. It's crazy, right? There you go. Let's see what this says. If the enemy attacks, several commanders and scientists, or in the enemy's attack, several commanders and scientists were martyred. Their successors and colleagues will immediately carry on their duties. God willing, Kamani said, they don't give a damn. With this crime, Zionist regime has prepared a bitter and painful fate for itself, and it will undoubtedly receive it. Ooh, them Iranians not to talk, boy. Ooh, fuck you, bloody. Now that's the Iranians are Elam. Damn. Excuse me. Let me see what I got. All right, man. I just woke up. So the least among them is drawing them out into this war. All right. So yeah, as you can see it, it's going down. They're being drawn into the war according to prophecy, and we just gotta keep doing our job and teaching this truth. And as we get closer, you're gonna have the scoffers pop out, and you're gonna have the hecklers, the doubters that don't want it to happen. But it's going down, baby. Israel strikes Iran. Explosions in Tehran as nuke targets hit. And we know the scriptures say it's going to be what? Matthews 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. The end is when you hear Russia and America going direct at going blow for blow, direct war, hot war. And also when the MOTB get pushed, that's the end, the hour of temptation. After that, yeah, you say look up because your salvation draweth nigh. This is it. So it's getting close. The water didn't break yet. It's about to though. You know, but we seeing the contractions, but the water ain't break yet. Like a pregnancy, like a breach ready to fall. Yeah. Sheesh. All right, so this is the guy they took out and unalived in the fire. So so now Now you got. Matter of fact, I'm look this up real quick. What's this? No, I don't want that. Now you got let me see. Before I get off of here, you got US embassies evacuated. Yeah. So now they're doing this. There's US the Babylon. And they got the king right there. Babylonian king. Look at his tie and shit. US to partially evacuate embassy in Iraq as Iran tensions rise. All right. Because America has a lot of allies in Iraq, amongst them Ishmael. All right. So it says non-essential U.S. embassy staff and their dependents, meaning their family members in Baghdad, are to be evacuated from Iraq due to heightened security risk. U.S. government sources have said. Right, Iran said you got to get the hell out of here. Officials did not say exactly what prompted the removal. Now we know why, because they knew an attack was coming. But have been told Israel was ready to launch an operation in Iran. See, they knew it was coming. The BBC's U.S. partner, CBS, reported this was part of the reason some Americans were advised to leave the damn region. Get your ass out of there. That's why Pastor Hart say that all the time, man. This ain't the time to be traveling. You better travel in your damn mind. Or if you go somewhere, you go there and get the hell back where you're supposed to be. You know. So U.S. officials have also restricted the movements of staff within Israel itself. It comes as U.S. talks over Iran's nuclear program appear to have stalled in recent days, right? So when they try to say peace, then sudden destruction. So they're clearing out um a lot of U.S. embassies and bases over there because now they're all under threat of attack from Iran and its allies. Trump also reiterated that the U.S. did not want Iran to develop a nuclear weapon. None else beside us, right? That's what they're saying. We're not going to allow it. See, since thou hast said in thy heart, none else beside me. See, they're not going to allow. Like, imagine somebody saying that we're not going to allow you to be great and protect yourself. All right. So so now they got to evacuate from over there. All right. Let me go back right here. Mhm. Yeah, they knew it was coming, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. They knew it was coming. U.S. to pull some personnel from the Middle East amid rising tensions with Iran. Finally going at the direct war. They've been playing this for since 1970s, man. All right. So let me get this. Nahum 3:12. Nahum 3:12. Actually 11. It says, "Thou also shall be drunken." What the heck is this?
President Donald Trump on Wednesday.
Well, they are being moved out because it could be a dangerous place, and we'll see what happens. But we've given notice to move out, and we'll see what happens.
Reuters reported earlier in the day that the U.S. is preparing a partial evacuation of its Iraqi embassy in Baghdad, according to U.S. and Iraqi sources, and that Washington will let military dependents leave locations around the Middle East over heightened security risks. It has been
Right, heightened security risk. No. Um, check this out. Nahum 3:11. Thou also shalt be drunken. Thou shalt be hid. Thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy. See that? So they're gonna look for help and a way out and try to ramp up their missile defenses and uh, missile offenses. War tactics because they got to ramp up for the war. Verse 12. This is the point. All thy strongholds, their embassies, their military bases in the Middle East. All thy strongholds shall be like this, like the fig trees with the first ripe figs, ripe for the picking. So as soon as the war gets started, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're going after the embassies. They're gonna be right on them, John. All right, they're gonna be the hot spots. If they be shaken, if they be attacked, they shall fall into the mouth of the eater." So whoever's going after them, Iran is that eater at this moment. You know, so they're gonna fall. That's why they're getting them out of there. All right, so yeah, so it's going down. It's going down. It's going down, man. Israel strikes Iran's nuke sites. Top of the news. And guess who's in the middle? Hi. I'll wrap it up, man. So with that, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Hopefully this was edifying and encouraging to the elect, because it's one step closer to our salvation, and we're almost out of here. So don't give up. Keep pushing. Shalom.